He wrote that he was very busy and working awfully hard, and the semester just ahead was even harder. His grades were fine for a change. 4 B's, 1 C, and an A. He was taking lots of drama in school, and he had just landed a good part in the student play. And he said to his grandmother that he was really finding out one thing, that an actor must be an intellectual, which takes years to develop. If he was going to conform, he'd do it all the way. So he tried to do it royally and joined Sigma Nu. What's your position, Bob?
I'm president of Sigma Nu fraternity. I pledged the house in February 1952, and Dean pledged in September 1950. We looked through the files a couple months ago to see whether we had anything from Dean, and this is his pledge application. This is an application to the National. In the financial records, we after his 4 months of pledging, we noticed that he has a $45 deficit on his house bill, which he never paid, of course.
John, when did you meet Jimmy?
I first met Jimmy Dean in fall of 1950 during rushing, and was quite impressed with him. I talked to him several times during rushing, and he seemed real sincere, though he was quiet. Well, he pledged, and then it became quite apparent after a couple of weeks that the control that are exerted over a pledge were a little bit, he just couldn't accept them was the main problem. Things like missing Monday night meetings. He had his original, or his final bit of trouble, I guess you would say, and it ended up in a fist fight between him and one of the pledges. And he walked out in a huff, and that was the last anyone ever saw of him.
Who am I, he wondered. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be different. I need people, but I keep pushing them away. I've got all this love to give. He took his envy to the beach. He looked at the ocean, and he was jealous of its power. He envied the gulls for having found each other. He envied them their freedom and their solitary flights. Suddenly, he knew that as an actor, he could be the ocean and flood everything with his power. As an actor, he could be a gull and rise higher than any living thing. He would become an actor, really an actor. He would conquer New York and press the theater to his feet. Then he would come back and conquer Hollywood. He would rise so high he would almost vanish, and everyone would beg him to come back. And he saw a dead bird in the sand and wept for it. But he was on his way. Jimmy Dean was going to be somebody.